So the situation with Cyberpunk seems to be getting worse and worse as more info comes to light, and as more and more information gets released on the developmental process of Cyberpunk, it seems like it's a little bit more like Anthem than we initially thought it was. In previous videos, we discussed how the the actual developmental process of the game didn't start until about 2 years ago in 2018. But actually, it didn't start until 2016, according to the latest reports. So let's go ahead and get to that. We'll read the report and talk about this further. Cyberpunk 2077 staff didn't think the game should ship in 2020. The 2018 demo was entirely fake, and more. This is a recap of the article that was published on Bloomberg, but we're going to go ahead and read this one. This is coming from VG247.com. Let's go ahead and read it. A new report has given us a deeper insight into the developmental and launch of Cyberpunk 2077, with comments from the studio challenging the contentious write-up after its publication. According to Bloomberg, Cyberpunk 2077's development was even more troubled than the studio let on. Even in spite of the months of delays, the game eventually suffered. A massive new report over on the site, protected by paywall, dives into a nitty-gritty of the game's troubled development, revealing tensions between the developmental staff and CD Projekt's management. One developer told Bloomberg that working on the game was like trying to drive a train while the tracks are being laid in front of you at the same time, and that the staff expected the game to be ready in 2022. The Bloomberg report also infers that the Cyberpunk 2077 demo that was shown off back in 2018 was almost entirely fake, which is actually something that Anthem did. If you guys remember the Anthem demo that was shown off in E3, the demo was actually fake, and that the game that released was nothing like it. CD Projekt hadn't yet finalized the coded and underlying gameplay systems, which is why so many features such as car ambushes were missing from the final product. There are a lot of things that are missing, not just car ambushes. Yeah, there's even as far as talents or skills that are completely useless because they were intended to serve a purpose in the main game, but they serve no purpose in this game. They're just there as wasted skills, and there's no reason to use them. It's a very, very weird thing that's going on. CD Projekt studio head Adam Badowski has responded to Bloomberg and challenged that view of events in a follow-up statement written last night. Badowski says that the demo was always labeled a work in progress, and that features that appear in the demo but not the final game are missing thanks to this creation process. That's ridiculous. That is. I mean, just admit if you fake a demo. Like, just admit it. You're laying layers of lies on top of layers of lies. Just come out and admit it. We faked the demo, and that's it. I mean, I understand you don't want to, because you don't want people to basically hold you accountable for it. But I mean, at this point, you keep on stacking up lies, man. It's not helping your credibility at all, especially considering how you're trying to rebuild your credibility by releasing, an apology statement like this video right here, which we covered in another video. I'll go ahead and I'll link that one at the end of this one. Our final game looks and plays way better than the demo ever was. Oh, wow. Okay, so the final product that you released plays better than the demo was. How bad was that demo then? Because the game, look, I played it on the PS5, and even on the PS5, the game played well. It played at 60 FPS, and it looked decent enough. Definitely not next gen, but it looked decent enough. But even with that, there was a ton of bugs. The game would crash every hour and a half when it first released, and then once they put out the patch all the way up until 1.06, the game would randomly crash. Sometimes it would crash at 30 minutes, sometimes it would crash at 40 minutes. It was really, really bad when it came to crashing. And then you had like the random bugs where like cars would just start flying off of a bridge and explode, and I mean, there's a lot of bad things that are just in this game. And the thing is, we'll talk more about this in a second here. Adam Badowski, I've read your piece and tweets. Thank you for the read. I have some thoughts, and this is regarding, I believe, Jason Schreier's interview. And oh man, go look at that interview. I'll try to link it for you guys, or I'll link this. I'll link Jason Schreier's tweet for you guys. It's a good interview. Elsewhere, another damning revelation from the report suggests that the game actually began development back in 2016, despite the announcement of the title in 2012. We knew that development didn't happen right away, and like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I thought the development started happening in 2018, but it was really 2016. The 2018 demo was just a fake demo, apparently. Despite the announcement in 2012, this is mostly due to a massive overhaul of the project when the studio head Adam Badowski took over as director of the title and shifted the entire game from third person to first person. This may give some insight into why the staff didn't really believe the game was ever going to be released for its 2020 launch window, and that's something Badowski didn't address in his tweet statement responding to Jason Schreier and the Bloomberg report. The report follows on the video message published by CD Projekt Red co-founder. Yeah, so we talked about that. As per the Bloomberg report, though that's not entirely true, developers at the studio were acutely aware of the issues before launch, and CD Projekt management simply dismissed concerns about the title's performance on last-gen machines that were raised by staff. The response to the game so far has led both Microsoft and Sony pulling the game from the storefronts, which we've talked about before, until the issues are resolved. The studio has assured the public that developers will not have to engage with mandatory crunch again in order to provide these updates. Our team is working to bring relevant fixes to the game without any obligatory overtime. Avoiding crunch on all of our future projects is one of our top priorities, the studio says. The crunch is always going to happen. You can talk about how much you want to avoid it all the time. Crunch is always going to happen, specifically because that's just how the world works. You try to meet a deadline, and crunch will happen. There's a very good video out there. I don't remember where it was. I watched this video regarding the way that you should handle business. That there's three things that you need to take a look at. When you make a plan to do something, you have a quality of a product, you have a launch window, and you have I think it was the manpower. So you need to focus on two of the three things. You cannot do all three of the things, which is very similar to how you look at things when you're. I know this is a weird analogy, but it's very similar to how it is when you're building a car. So like if you're gonna build a car for performance, okay, so how are you gonna do this? You have three things. You have cost, speed, and reliability. You have to pick two. You can't pick all three. Okay, so if you and this isn't obviously, if you have all the money in the world, you're gonna build a car that's gonna, it's gonna be expensive, it's gonna be fast, and it's gonna be reliable. But we're talking about like just an average everyday person. So if you want to go speed and reliability, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. If you want to go reliability at low cost, it's not gonna be as fast. If you want to go speed and low cost, it's not going to be reliable. So you see how it is. You have to pick two of them, and you have to focus on those two things. If you have the manpower for it, then and you want the game to release, at a certain window, then there's going to be crunch, and it's you got to meet that window, and it's going to lack in quality. But if you don't have the manpower for it, and you want the quality and you want to meet the window, then you have to push that window far enough out to be able to meet that window, to have the quality for the game. If you have the manpower and the quality, and that's what you're focusing on, then the release window, you're going to either say it's going to be done when it's done, or you're going to have a situation where you continuously push out that release window. So the problem with CD Projekt Red is they had a release window, and they just kept trying to focus on that release window and not focus on the quality of the game, which led to what we have. Also, CD Projekt may face a fine following Polish consumer protection investigation to Cyberpunk 2077. Whether the studio will be able to repair the damage that's been done to its reputation during the launch of its latest RPG remains to be seen. I don't think it's gonna happen overnight. It definitely won't happen overnight. This is the type of situation that they are going to be trying to play catch up for a very long time. It's not a situation that you as a game developer want to put yourself into. I mean, everybody's hoping for a No Man's Sky situation where they massively fix the game. I had the hiccup. Sorry. They if you look at a game like Fallout 76, Fallout 76 had a very, very rough launch, very similar to this. In fact, we didn't even know Fallout 76 was a thing, and then they go ahead and they announce Fallout 76, and they announce that it's going to be ready on this specific date, and that like basically gave no time for any bugs to be fixed or anything like that. Todd Howard, he just like, oh yeah, this is Fallout 76, and it's releasing basically now, and that's fine if you had been developing the game for a long time and you fixed all the bugs and stuff. And as we know, Fallout 76 did not release in a playable state. It was broken. It was a mess of a game. And now, after what is it, 2 years now, or almost 2 years, maybe a year and a half? No, I feel like it's 2 years. Time flies. Anyways, now Fallout 76 is at a playable state. People are actually having a good time playing the game. But it took a long time for that to happen. Anthem is another game that released a mess. It was broken. There was a lot of problems with it, and nobody's playing that. And now they're trying to make an Anthem 2.0. So it's things like that where it's like, you don't want to release a game like that, because then you drastically hurt your reputation. You drastically lose the faith of the consumers. And again, while I did enjoy playing Cyberpunk, there's a lot of things that I didn't enjoy, and I'm not going back to the game. There's no reason to go back to it. Maybe when the DLC happens, or next gen happens, but even so, like, I have no reason to play another round of the game, like start to finish, because nothing really matters in the game as far as choices go. And I've been trying to work on a video for this game for the past week, and I can't, because every time I do, there's like more information on this game, like more negative information on this game, where it's just it makes it hard to do this video. It really does. And it's a video, like, I wrote a script for it. Like, this is probably the longest script I've written for the game, for a video topic, and I have to keep editing it because it's a mess. But anyways, that's my problem. I want to know what you guys think about the game down in the comment section below. Regarding Cyberpunk 2077. This is unacceptable. We know this. We've been saying this. The free DLC. Look, man, we just want you to fix the game, okay? We don't care about the free DLC right now. You can release a free DLC in 2022 for all we care, but just fix the game. Don't wait until 2022 for it to be a playable game. With more messes that you got to fix through the because of the development that you put on the free DLC and the next gen upgrades. I mean, I would love to have a next gen upgrade, but at this point, just fix the game. Don't forget about my giveaway that I have going on for the month, every month, for a year membership of PlayStation Plus. One lucky winner will get a year membership to that. So leave a comment on all my videos, because I will be drawing a winner from my videos randomly. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys real soon.